Hi, welcome to a brand new video of the Target Individual Program, the Target Individual Experience. So, another day, uh, again, remote neural monitoring on the, you know, intrusive surveillance within the home. So, I'm folding laundry, okay? And again, I'm going to explain this, how this technology works, right? Because you have microchip and, they're surveilling you to through the wall surveillance. They're able to identify not just your objects, but the colors of the objects. Okay, so I'm folding clothes. Whenever I pick up a particular clothing of, I shouldn't even say particular clothing, but any clothing of a particular color, I hear whoop. It's a siren, right? Police siren. Talk about that. How they two distinct sirens they make. They'll do a whoop or whoop whoop. Very very subtle. Sometimes uh, extremely loud if they're driving by. And they do the drive-by siren thing, particularly if I put up a video or if something is happening, if I'm watching something and something happened or something is being said a few minutes later, they will, I shouldn't even say a few minutes because it's like they're sitting around the corner, you know what I'm saying? Or something, or sitting on the block or something. So anyway, let me give you an example, right? So I'm gonna turn the so for example, I'm folding this shirt. This is a red shirt, right? As I'm folding the red shirt, I hear ooh. Now I have two of the same color shirt. Okay, here's the other one, right? Right, same color shirt. Now I fold that one first. Whoop. Fold a couple of other clothing. Didn't hear no sirens. I got this shirt. Fold this shirt. I hear whoop. It's my underwear. Okay, color blue. I hear whoop. Again, right? I'm watching a video about the uh, the detention of Ryan Coogler, who is the director of Black Panther, and how a bank teller called the police saying that he's trying to rob a bank. Okay, now you gotta, so I've been reading the comments, and people just, really they don't think. And and as an example, again, I'm showing you guys how people have been taught not to think critically anymore. I mean, it's been happening, but it's even gotten even worse. So Ryan Coogler, black man, young black man, multimillionaire, okay, directed Black Panther, and he fills out his information to withdraw money. So he fills out the bank slip with the account number, gave his ID, gave his bank card. He put in his PIN number. Okay, so he did all of that. He passed the teller a note to say, hey, can you do this discreetly because it's a large amount of money that's being withdrawn and he does not want any attention drawn to him. Again, he's in Atlanta filming Black Panther, and obviously he's been there for a while, so he's been to the bank before, did the same thing. They never called the police. This teller, okay, knew who he was. Okay, and I know that the bank teller was a white man. Okay, he knew who he was, and basically he just wanted to embarrass him. He just wanted to possibly even get him killed or arrested, give him, because this is what white people do. We have to understand that. So when people get in the comments saying, "Oh, he shouldn't have passed the teller," no, I'm like, motherfuckers, he gave the teller his ID, the bank slip with the bank number, with his account number, okay, his PIN number, his bank card. What the fuck else does he have to do? But this is how people don't think and they don't listen. They just hear shit and they reply without even thinking, without even processing the information. Okay? And then, the video I'm watching from the Young Turks, Dr. Richie. Love that dude. I mean, he was a professor, and I like the fact that he calls shit out. He calls it out, and this is how we need to be. not just as TIs, but me as a black person and other black people, we need to call shit out. Okay? Don't care if it causes a scene. Because they're causing a scene when they call the cops on us like that. They try to get us killed and get us arrested to give us criminal records. This is what they do. And so, you know, this is something that I have also thought about, right? With Chadwick Bronson, a Black Panther, who died of cancer. You see, and I'm going to say this, okay? There are those white supremacists who will see this individual as a threat. Because the fact that Black Panther grossed over, 1.3 billion worldwide when it came out, and it gave particularly young black people, okay, a hero. They don't like that. So guess what? They have to kill that hero. There's no mistake in my mind. Okay, I'm not gonna say I believe. Okay, because again, I don't use that word, in my thinking, you know. But I think that they deliberately gave him cancer, and an aggressive form of cancer. Okay, and when you look at also, I forgot the name of the black guy who was the CEO of Gucci. Again, cancer, right? Very aggressive form of cancer. Died at a very young age. Again, okay. You look at Kobe Bryant and what he was about to do. Died in a helicopter crash that killed his daughter. But we walk. Let me not say we in that term without giving some clarification. We as black people, okay. Just as we as TIs, we can understand how a lot of these things are happening because of our experience in this program and what we know. Okay, but there is a deliberate effort by white supremacists to murder black people who they see as a threat. All right, and we're not looking. We as black people, we're not looking at the things that have happened in the past and learning from it. Because again, this is where these technologies applied, where they can erase these things from our minds. It's the reason why we have very bad short-term memory. But nobody seems to get it. And as we talk about these things as TIs, we're looked at as being crazy or mentally ill. And like I said, that's fine. That's just labels. But everything I talked about, except for things that I would actually clarify when I say I think, you'll know the difference. But everything else, I try to provide the facts, the information, so you can go and look at it yourself. So you can go do the research yourself. Okay? So let them keep with the labels. They've done it, particularly for us as black people, they've done it. When slaves were running away, they said the slave had a mental illness. He was running away. She was running away. You got to be mentally ill to run away from the oppression, from the lynching, the whipping of the cracking of the whip on the back, flesh being split open. You got to be insane, right, to run away from that. Then in the 60s and 70s, these black activists, you got to be insane to protest. You got to be insane to start riot. Because the oppression, the negative condition that the government created for black people. You got to be insane to oppose that. You got to be insane to march and protest against that. Okay? You got to be insane to burn down your neighborhood because they assassinate, one of the men who are fighting for your rights. You got to be crazy. Okay? To the point that they were burning holes in the brains of civil rights leaders and community leaders. Right? And we sit around here thinking that things have changed. And we as TIs, doesn't matter what color you are, black, white, what have you. Okay, we're just a minority of people. Okay? But me being a black person, okay, I have to look at this in a broader aspect. Because I know the same psychological tactics, the same technology being used on me is also being used on the majority of black people. So, like I said, uh, I don't apologize for speaking my experience, not just as a TI, but as a black man. I don't apologize for that. And if you have UTI, like I said, I don't, if you TIs, those TIs out there who you may be bigoted or what have you, and I'm gonna say bigot. I'm not gonna say you're racist because you don't, even though you might be white, right? You're still a TI. Okay, so you don't have the power to oppress black people. So when remember racism, when I say racist, is people who are in the authoritative position or in a position of power, influence that affects other people because they don't like them because of the color of their skin, right? And racism is a systematic tool that's being used. Okay, so let's get that straight. So I may call you a bigot, all right? I'm not gonna call you racist. And yes, there are TIs who are bigots. Okay, and they may look and say, well, now you're speaking about white people and this and that. Well, I mean, I gotta call it for what it is. I gotta call a spade because that's the power structure, right? And you go by the history. I mean, come on. But anyway, I digress. Let me just continue. So yeah, so if we thinking that these things don't happen, and we look at these things and we just put it in the back of our mind and just let it dissipate, this is what they do. When Black Panther came out, the morality of black people were uplifted. Okay, so guess what? They couldn't allow us to maintain that, so they had to kill off the star, the one who gave us that upliftment. And now the director of that movie, he's being targeted. It's not a coincidence that they call the teller call the cops. It's not a coincidence. Okay, so come on, open your eyes, open your minds. That's what I say. I'll see you guys in the next video. And yes, I'm going to change my shirt. I know I've been doing all those videos from yesterday, and I haven't taken a bath yet. It's only been a day. It's only been a day. Don't start. Okay, so my next video, I'll be in a different shirt because I will go take a shower. All right, I'm trying to shave and I'm trying to cut my hair also. All right, see all these grays? That's the stress of being a target. Okay, it causes you to have illnesses and things that will happen later in life happens early because of the directed energy weapons being used. All right, so I will talk to you guys in the next video.